The sun began its ascent, casting a soft glow over the intricate arches of Tower Bridge, a silhouette against the awakening sky. Oliver stood at the river's edge, the familiar tug of excitement mingled with the scent of fresh dawn. The world around him stirred to life, the distant call of seagulls, the low hum of traffic, and the occasional chime of Big Ben as the hour neared. He took a deep breath, filling his lungs with the crisp air, feeling a profound sense of connection to this city, the stories nestled in the cobblestone streets. With practiced hands, he readied his fishing line, his mind drifting to the tales he had unearthed over the years. Each catch, a whisper of history, a fragment of London's soul. The water lapped gently at his feet, merging past and present as he cast his line, a solitary figure among the echoes of a bustling city awaking to a new day. The anticipation coursed through him, the promise of discovery lingering in the cool morning mist. As the sun crested the horizon, Oliver settled onto the familiar wooden pier, the cool morning air brushing against his skin. Fishing was not merely a pastime for him, it was a refuge from the cacophony of life, a canvas where he painted his solitude with the simple act of casting a line. He watched the water swirl and dance, pondering the countless stories entwined within its depths. Each catch had once connected him to a forgotten fragment of London's sweltering history, whispers of laughter and sorrow filling his heart. Yet solitude was a heavy burden, and with it came the specters of loss that lingered like shadows. He mulled over the empty spaces left behind, friends lost to time, a family scattered across the globe. With a sigh, he dipped his line into the river, hoping for a connection, yet knowing all too well that sometimes the most profound tales lay beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. As the dawn broke, a thick fog began to roll in over the River Thames, wrapping the Tower Bridge in an ethereal shroud. Oliver, standing by the water's edge, felt an unusual shift in the atmosphere. It was as if the city was holding its breath. The familiar sounds of chirping birds and distant trains faded into a muffled silence, offering him a rare moment of introspection. The fog served as a metaphor for his own mind, clouded with memories of loss, yet pregnant with the possibility of clarity. As he prepared his fishing gear, Oliver couldn't shake the feeling that this day would be different, that the river was preparing to reveal hidden treasures. The world around him seemed suspended in time, inviting him to listen closely to the whispers that echoed through the fog. Beneath the surface, secrets lay waiting, ready to intertwine with his own story. As he cast his line into the shimmering waters, Oliver felt an unusual ripple in the air, as though the river was alive with unseen energy. Suddenly a splash broke the surface, and Oliver's eyes widened in disbelief. A fish, unlike any he had ever seen, leaped gracefully from the depths. Its scales glinted like silver under the pale morning sun, almost blinding him with its brilliance. The moment seemed to stretch, wrapped in the embrace of the fog that clung to the bridge like a shroud. In that instant, Oliver sensed a connection, an undeniable link between him and this extraordinary creature. It was as if the fish embodied the very essence of the river's whispered tales, holding secrets within its depths. Captivated, Oliver leaned in closer, drawn by an invisible thread of fate. Little did he know, this was merely the beginning of a journey that would transcend the ordinary, leading him deeper into the heart of London's soul. As Oliver stood by the river, he felt an ethereal shift in the air, as if the Thames itself were whispering to him. He leaned against the weathered wood of the pier, listening intently, his heart racing in tune with the soft lapping of the water against the boat ties. It was there, within the gentle breeze, that he began to hear the whispers, faint yet distinct, weaving tales of lives long past. He closed his eyes, surrendering to the rhythm of the river, and slowly fragments of history began to unfold before him. He sensed the laughter of children playing along the banks, the proud puffing of steamboats chugging through the waters, and the bittersweet sighs of lovers who once exchanged their vows underneath the iconic Tower Bridge. Each whisper seemed to guide him deeper into the narrative of his city, unraveling the threads of time that intertwined his own solitude with the vibrant stories of those who came before. As Oliver cast his line into the Thames, the gentle rhythms of the water cradle him, urging his thoughts to wander. The whispers intensify, guiding him into a vivid recollection of a time long past, where steamboats once danced gracefully along the river's surface. He sees them in his mind's eye, steam rising like a specter, sailors shouting merrily as they navigated the currents, and families basking in the warmth of sunny afternoons by the riverbanks. Each vessel, a lifeline of livelihoods and dreams, thrummed with stories long forgotten. Oliver can almost hear snippets of laughter and the clinking of glasses as life unfolded like a canvas of vibrant colors against the backdrop of the muted city. His heart swells with nostalgia. The Thames, a deep reservoir of history, carries the remnants of joy and sorrow. It strikes him then, the realization that he too is a part of this intricate tapestry, entangled with the echoes that flow beneath the bridge. As Oliver felt the weight of the rod bend sharply, his heart raced with anticipation. The shimmering silver fish, a creature of myth and magic, had vanished from sight, but something extraordinary lingered beneath the surface. A moment later, he felt a strong, unexpected tug, a force unlike any he had encountered before. Pulling with all his strength, he was met with resistance that seemed to carry years of stories embedded in its depths. Finally, with a triumphant heave, he pulled the fish from the water, but it wasn't the fish alone that surfaced. In its mouth clinked a beautifully ornate locket, encrusted with tiny gems that sparkled like droplets of sunlight. Breathless, Oliver marveled at the intricate design, feeling an electric thrill pulsing through him. This was no ordinary catch. It was a connection to the mysteries entwined within the Thames, an invitation to explore the whispered tales that beckoned him from the water's depths. As the whispered tales swirled around Oliver, one story emerged with crystalline clarity, a love so profound it had tethered two souls across time. He pictured the couple, a young sailor and a lady clad in a flowery dress, exchanging vows beneath the very arches of Tower Bridge. Their promises, so vibrant and full of hope, had been swallowed by the murky waters in a tragedy that none could foresee. The whispers revealed how the sailor had set sail into the gray mist, never to return, leaving the lady to stand alone on the banks, clutching a locket that held their memories. Caught in the ebb and flow of the river, Oliver felt the weight of their loss resonating within him, a poignant reminder of his own isolation. In that moment, he understood that the locket carried not just jewels, but the heart of a love story yearning to be remembered, urging him to act before the echoes faded away. As Oliver stood motionless, the locket's gleam faded from his fingers, replaced by an overwhelming urgency to uncover the couple's hidden memorial. The whispers of the river wrapped around him, urging him to take action. He recalled a name, an old tale spoken in hushed tones by local fishermen, a forgotten tribute tucked away along the banks of the Thames, obscured by the growth of wildflowers and the passage of time. Heart racing, he set off along the water's edge, letting intuition guide his footsteps. Each landmark he passed sparked fragments of memories, as though the city itself conspired to remind him of love lost and found. He imagined the couple's laughter echoing through the streets, their dreams carried away by the currents of fate. In that moment, he felt an unbreakable bond with their story, a longing for connection that echoed his own. He quickened his pace, pursuing the whisper of destiny beneath the Tower Bridge. The realization struck Oliver with the weight of a revelation. The locket was more than just an ornate trinket. It was a vessel of memory, a bridge connecting the past to the present. He felt a surge of determination swell within him as he faced the foggy river, recognizing that the stories he had nurtured all these years had led him to this moment. The whispers of the river grew more insistent, urging him to return the locket to the memorial, a small homage to the love that had once thrived beneath the shadows of the Tower Bridge. With each passing heartbeat, Oliver's previously lingering doubts began to dissipate. He had spent too long in the grips of solitude, allowing the weight of his own regrets to draw him under. Now, he was ready to break free from the anchors of the past and embrace the echoes of history, determined to honor the love that was lost, yet still worthy of remembrance. With the locket's weight nestled in his pocket, Oliver stepped away from the riverbank, the mist swirling around him like a living entity. Each step toward the memorial felt like a slow unpeeling of his own layers of solitude and regret. As the fog began to lift, glimmers of light broke through the cloud, illuminating familiar landmarks that he had long taken for granted, The cobblestone streets, the faint echo of laughter from a nearby cafe, and the distant tower of St. Paul's rising majestically against the skyline. Memories surged as he passed a spot where he once shared a picnic with friends, their laughter now a phantom echo beneath his heart. Each corner of the city pulsed with stories waiting to be told, intertwining with his own. The whispers from the Thames surged within him, urging him onward, brightening his spirit. Oliver quickened his pace, determined to reach the forgotten memorial, eager to honor the love that had once flourished beneath the shadows of the bridges. As Oliver walks along the familiar path, the fog continues to lift, revealing hints of color and life around him. Each step resonates with the echoes of the city's past, drawing him deeper into its heart. He passes old pubs, weathered cobblestones, and nostalgic street lamps that stand as sentinels to time. The whispers become clearer, recounting tales of laughter and sorrow, of families and friendships woven together beneath the towering skyline. He pauses momentarily at a quaint bridge adorned with blooming flowers, their vibrancy contrasting with the somber memories he carries. A memory flits through his mind, a moment shared with a loved one long gone, amplifying his sense of longing. Yet with every whispered secret from the river, he feels a pull toward connection, a reminder that he is part of a larger narrative. Each landmark speaks to him, side by side with the stories of the lost couple, guiding him ever closer to the memorial that awaits. The journey feels otherworldly as Oliver walks along the banks of the Thames, the whispers guiding him closer to the memorial. Each step pulses with a blend of excitement and reverence. He senses the weight of history beneath his feet. Finally, he arrives at the small, weathered memorial, nearly obscured by overgrowth and time. The carved names are faint, telling tales of love and loss now swallowed by the currents. He kneels down, heart racing, and cradles the ornate locket in his palm. It sparkles even in the dappled sunlight, a beacon of the past. With gentle care, he places the locket at the base of the memorial, grounding the couple's memory in the riverside that had once separated them. "I promise to remember you," he whispers, feeling an electric connection as if the very air hums in response. As he stands, Oliver realizes that he is no longer just a witness to stories. He has become part of their continuum.